Hi everyone, welcome to another short video. This video is going to talk about something a little bit different, a crossover in the hobby between board gaming and wargaming, just to give you some ideas on my own experiences in both parts of the hobby, and perhaps how there are some transferable elements between those that should be able to give you some ideas for scenarios to play at your local club or with your wargaming opponent. I'm a very keen board gamer, and I have noticed particularly games from companies such as Hollandspiele, White Dog Games, Command Post Games. A lot of the American companies produce some fantastic accessories in their canvas maps, and I have purchased quite a few of these. I'm going to share some of those with you shortly. Some of the games I've already reviewed on this channel, but some of those maps I think also lend themselves very well to gaming with figures, and maybe it's just to open your mind to thinking a little bit outside the box on how you can use those maps to play the same games but in figure format as opposed to with counters. Each of the games in question are fantastic. I highly endorse games from Hollandspiele and White Dog and Command Post. The games I've got from all of them are excellent. The component quality is excellent. They're very playable, and I think the idea of having the option to buy the canvas map accessory is really nice. Of course, you generally, certainly with White Dog and Hollandspiele, get a paper map, although Hollandspiele have included canvas as standard with some of their games recently, and the Command Post, again similar, you have options there of buying with the canvas map or not. But I would highly recommend you go and have a look at those companies and their games and their sites. But what I'm going to do now is just focus on some of those games, some of the maps, and maybe some ideas on how you can use those in a wargaming setting as well. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Okay, so this is the canvas map for Albrera 1811, the board game actually by White Dog Games. I've shown the review of this game already with the paper map. I only received the canvas map Friday, so at the moment it's still got some crease lines in when it was in the original packaging. I'm now rolling that into a tube, so I hope to have those flattened out in due course, and very much then should look very much like the Command Post Games maps. As you can see, they are really nice maps. Lots of detail, lovely artwork, and I got this game, one, because I like the rules and I like the mechanics. Two, because I really love the period, and this particular battle does fascinate me for lots of different reasons. The variation of different units that were involved, the tactics used, and the strategy used by both commanders in the field on the day in question. There was a lot at stake with this battle, but one thing that really struck me when I purchased this game was the design of the map and how great this would be for a crossover into a war game. Now, this is a big canvas map by board game standards, but you can probably see from the size of some of these areas that you could easily fit bases of figures in these, and therefore this would lend itself well to 2mm or indeed 6mm Peninsular War figures, and that is something I'm quite keen to explore, because I think it reminds me a little bit of what you can do with Travel Battle, which I'm looking at the moment, the Perry's Travel Battle game. And you know, the boards themselves are grids, to be fair, and they're designed with air figures which are 8mm, which I know caused an awful lot of consternation when it came out, but again I think they would be very easily usable with 6s or 2s, and you could cross over with rule types as well. I actually think the rules for this game are extremely good. I think David Kershaw, who designed it, came up with some really interesting mechanics, and certainly would happily play a war game using those rules. So just something to think about with these canvas maps. They are really nice. As I say, at the moment this one's looking a little bit creased from wear and tear through the post, but once I get that ironed out, I'm sure it will look really nice. So this is a canvas map for In the Name of Justice, the Battle of Lewes 1264. Again, a White Dog Games game which I have reviewed previously, or certainly done an unboxing. I immediately went for the canvas map with this game, and again I've literally just got this out of the pack. This is a small canvas map, so this one is folded, hence the creases, but they'll soon fall out. But again, a beautiful map, as you can see from some of the details on there. This one is hexed, so the hexes are reasonably small, but I think there is an option here again to think about wargaming options. If we show you, for example, the width is about 2 centimeters from point to point, so you're probably going to struggle to put most scales on this. You could represent units with single figures, of course, and you could go for a round base or even a hexagonal base with a single painted figure on, which would look really nice. So again, just another way of perhaps representing the game, the battle, however you want to do it, or as a war game, or indeed as a war game using your own rules, or even using the same rules that are produced as part of this game itself. Again, just a couple of other games that I have the canvas maps for. So White Eagle Defiant, again this is Hollandspiele, a point-to-point area control game, but again much more hard wearing than the paper equivalent. This is a small map, and being point-to-point would probably be a little bit tricky to represent in a wargaming sense of the word, unless perhaps Kriegspiele. So this could be possibly considered within a Kriegspiele game, as could Brave Little Belgium, again a point-to-point. Again, I have the canvas map for this one as well. So I think certainly for some of these games, even if you haven't got the games themselves, you could consider buying the canvas maps and using them for scenarios for your war games. Certainly the point-to-point ones I think would lend themselves more to a Kriegspiele type game, where you could use blocks rather than the counters, and that could be a cheap way of playing the campaign using your own in-house rules. So again, in previous videos I've reviewed the command post version of Antietam, and you will have seen the beautiful map that comes with this game, and I've also got the Marengo version. Beautiful games. In these games you're using blocks, but of course again you could decide to use figures. I think probably with the scale of the maps, 2mm could be feasible with very small bases, but again you'd probably be struggling with anything much bigger than that, other than if you're just doing a representation, maybe 1 or 2 figures for brigades or divisions. But again, worthy of consideration outside of the great games they are themselves. using them for your wargaming as well as your board gaming needs. So I mentioned a bit earlier in the video Kriegspiele, which I think lends itself very well to any kind of map game. Of course, Kriegspiele and what it represents, the training regime for Prussian officers back in the day, should really be used on scale maps. However, I think you could be using some of these canvas maps, or indeed other types of paper maps, and adapting your own sort of Kriegspiele to those. You know, my view is always adapt and use the best of what you've got to design your scenarios. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun, and if you can incorporate various aspects of the hobby to do that, then all well and good. Kriegspiele is a bit like Marmite. You either love it or hate it. I would highly recommend it. I've had some wonderful experiences playing Kriegspiele over the years. I think it's still available from Two Fat Lardies in the UK, along with the blocks, all the maps, the PDFs, as well as paper copies or hardback versions in this case. But it's something that should definitely be on your bookshelf, and something you should definitely try using for your wargaming evenings with friends and club members. So in summary, again, this is just another very small canvas map for another game I have. This one by Hollandspiele, Agricola, point-to-point game. But in summary, paper or canvas, there are maps out there that you can get that are already produced for games, and as well as enjoying and playing those games, which are fantastic, all of them, and produced to very high quality. They do give you lots of ideas for scenarios and for adaptation to your gaming needs. So have a think, give them a go. I certainly highly recommend the games themselves. Even if you just buy the maps, you're helping those companies design more great games for people like me to go out and buy. But I'm sure you'll be able to enjoy those and come up with some great scenarios using your figures to play on those as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video of something a little bit different, a crossover between board gaming and wargaming, and hope to bring you some more reviews in due course.